Round 8 coverage in the VFL. Grandstand went to Preston City Oval to see the Northern Blues against Collingwood. Jared Fitzgerald, the North Ballarat coach, was in the commentary box with us. Gee, we saw an enjoyable contest, Fitzy.
We saw a ripper, Peter. Yeah, and we saw a club which clearly altered a few things at half-time. We're not privy to know what they are, but just anecdotally, I thought there was a couple of changes made, and I thought Collingwood benefited from those changes. But we saw some fantastic contests at the fall of the ball. We saw a goal then and a number of good efforts to get to the fall of the ball and win at the fall of the ball. And we saw a high-scoring game in difficult conditions.
This man, Jackson Payne, was pretty important for Collingwood. His marking ability and very strong kicking for goal. That goal at the 29-minute mark of the first quarter came after a period where the Northern Blues had really dominated play, and they should have been further in front than 20 points. But the Pies stuck at their task, and then in the second term, the arm wrestle continued. It was 5-2 to the Northern Bullants, 4-4 to Collingwood. It was just going to be one of those games where there was never going to be much in it all day.
No, and I think even the last quarter, maybe Collingwood got out to 20 points and then Northern Blues were able to bring that back. I suspect that's about the greatest margin for the game, but that's what kept us enthralled. It was a good, tight contest.
Yagmore kicked the goal there. Core kicked a goal straight afterwards. This is it. That gave Collingwood a 5-point lead after 15 minutes. So at that stage, they'd kicked 4 goals to 2. But you had to admire the way that the Blues stuck at their task. 3 goals in the last 10 minutes or so of the second quarter, and they had the lead back again. They just kept on coming all day.
And that's a sign of a good footy club and a good football team. And there's no doubt that they have good belief as well. And rightly so. They're playing well. But what I liked about this particular game, Peter, was the ability of both sides to be able to move the ball, particularly by hand, and execute well both by hand and by foot. And I thought that's what made it such an attractive game, but also a very, very absorbing contest.
And what about this man, Jared Witts? He was able to kick that goal in the last quarter. That gave Collingwood an 8-point lead. But they kicked 5 of 6 goals at one stage, the Northern Blues. This man, Fraser Dale, got himself involved a couple of times. And so it was the Blues in front, deep in time on. And then it all came down to this moment. The kick was a beauty, and Jared Witts had every boy's dream to go back and kick the goal to win the game.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have known that there wasn't much time left. He made the umpire work a little bit, but he did enough. But the interesting thing, the lead up to that ball that was delivered to Jared Witts, there was a good exchange of handballs from in close. The player got free, was able to run and carry and deliver it effectively to his advantage.
And you could see what it meant to the coaches and the players on the siren. The Magpies emerging victorious in a tight one where the margin has been 13 points or less in their last 3 wins. There are the numbers at the end of the day, but it was Collingwood emerging victorious. 34 goals kicked in total in a game where the conditions were difficult. So credit to both teams, and the Magpies come out on top, 17-12, 114 to the Northern Blues, 17-9, 111. Round 8 VFL on Grandstand.